The Instrumental Wonders event is starting around the world in Pokemon Go alongside New Jersey Go Fest. So let's go through how to make this event 10 times better with the best tips and tricks. So this event is Saturday, June 7th, 10 a.m. to Wednesday, June 11th, 8 p.m. your local time. We'll have the event bonuses of 5,000 more XP when completing raids, increased shiny odds on shiny Ferroseed and Phalanx, most likely a 1 in 64 odds. Max particle collection limit will be increased to 1,600 and power spots will drop 800 max particles. We'll see exclusive event spawns of Meowth, Hoppip, Ferroseed, Galarian Stunfisk, Golett, Tadbulb, and rare spawns for Chimecho, Beldum, and Phalanx. Exclusive event field research tasks get you Meowth, Chimecho, Ferroseed, and Phalanx encounters. 1-star raids of Meowth, Beldum, and Ferroseed. 3-star raids of Galarian Stunfisk and Phalanx. And 5-star raids of Groudon and Mega raids of Mega Abomasnow. On the Saturday and the Sunday as well, Shadow Regice will be available in the 5-star Shadow raids. Now there will be a $2 paid timed research you can go ahead and buy for $2 USD. If you purchase this in the web store through the Instrumental Wonders Ultra Ticket box, it'll also give you an extra 5 Ultra Balls for free, so might as well buy it through the web store. Nonetheless, buying this paid timed research will give you the bonus of 2 times Raid Stardust. The research will also reward you with 5 premium battle passes, encounters with Phalanx, and encounters with Steelix. 5 battle passes for 2 USD, not even a bad deal. There'll be event exclusive collection challenges to complete during the event, and the max battles during the event until June 8th will be Dynamax Chansey, and starting on June 9th will be Dynamax Machop, and then Gigantamax Cinderace is getting its own max battle weekend. Yes, Gigantamax Cinderace making its debut into Pokemon Go June 7th, 6 a.m. until June 8th, 9 p.m. your local time. We're going to talk about why this boss is definitely worth raiding in a second. Let's get into what are the best spawns you should focus in on, starting with Meowth, which is a Pokemon that gets you 500 Stardust per catch. If you need Stardust, definitely catch all of those. Hoppip is also spawning, which you can evolve into Jumpluff, which is ranked 81 in the Great League, the Shadow variant ranked 7. Ferroseed will also be available in the wild, which you can evolve into Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn has the ranking of 244 in the Great League, 140 in the Ultra League, and also good in limited cups like the Fossil Cup, Sunshine Cup, and Summer Cup. Galarian Stunfisk is spawning the wild, which is ranked 139 in the Great League, 120 in the Ultra League, not bad there, and also good for some limited cups like the Sunshine Cup. Additionally, good to grind candies for the Unnovan Stunfisk, which is also good in the PvP metas. Golett is spawning in the wild, which you can evolve into Golurk. Golurk ranked 96 in the Great League, 97 in the Ultra League. The Shadow variant ranked 47 in the Great League, 55 in the Ultra League. Also good in limited cups like the Sunshine Cup. Overall, grind those Golett candies because it doesn't come around often. Tadbulb will be available as well, which evolves into Bellibolt, which did just get a huge buff this season. It is now ranked 55 in the Great League and ranked number 1 in the Ultra League. Yes, the new best Ultra League Pokemon. Also good in limited cups like the Summer Cup. Chimecho will also be spawning in the wild, although a rare spawn does get you 1,000 Stardust per catch, so catch those when you can. And Beldum is spawning in the wild, which evolves into Metagross. Metagross being the number 7 Steel-type attacker in Pokemon Go, although recently outclassed by some of our new Zacian, Zamazenta Crown forms. The Shadow variant is still ranked number 5 as a Steel-type attacker, and Metagross does have a Mega Evolution, which is ranked number 4 as a Steel-type attacker. Metagross also does have a Dynamax variant in Pokemon Go, which is a top Steel and Psychic Max attacker, and just did get Fury Cutter as well, making it a Pokemon that can use Bug-type Max moves. Metang also did get a buff this season in PvP, the middle stage, ranked number 27 in the Great League, ranked 16 in the Shadow variant, and good in limited cups like the Fossil Cup. Regular Metagross also will be ranked number 16 in the Master League this season. So there's a lot of great spawns to go after, but what about the raid bosses? Which one should we focus on? Well, the tier 1s and tier 3s, not really any worth doing in my opinion. Most of these Pokemon are available in the wild, so you can kind of avoid them. Only reason I would say to do those raid bosses is if you want to evolve your Bisharps into King Gambit, in which both Beldum and Galarian Stunfisk are Steel-type Pokemon, so you can go ahead and battle those in raids to get points towards that evolution. However, in the 5-star raids, you do have Groudon, the OG Ground-type raid attacker with the moveset of Mudshot and Precipice Blades. Groudon can also Primal Revert into Primal Groudon, which is the number 1 Ground-type attacker in Pokemon Go. Groudon will also be ranked number 6 in the Master League in the new season. Groudon also can be a functional hundo, which means 15-15-14 IVs is the same as 15-15-15. Mega Abomasnow is also in the Mega raids, which is the top Ice-type Mega Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Overall ranked number 6 as an Ice-type raid attacker. Moving on to the max battles, which one should we focus on? Well, a lot of good ones during this event, starting off with Dynamax Chansey. Dynamax Blissey is a must-have Dynamax Pokemon, making it the best tank Dynamax attacking Pokemon. Also, Chansey and Blissey are both good gym defenders in Pokemon Go. And the reason why you want to get Chansey's is so you can take on the new Gigantamax Pokemon, Gigantamax Cinderace. Gigantamax Cinderace is the second Fire-type GMAX Pokemon to come to Pokemon Go, and it will be the strongest Fire-type max attacker in Pokemon Go, outclassing Gigantamax Charizard. Now, outside of max battles, Cinderace Cinderace isn't a great Pokemon, but Gigantamax Cinderace is going to be a top Pokemon, especially for when going on against future Gigantamax bosses. Things like Gigantamax Corviknight, for example, this will be very useful. Scorbunny also will most likely get a future Calm Day in Pokemon Go, and if Cinderace does get access to Blast Burn, it will become the top 35 Fire-type raid attacker in Pokemon Go. So overall, if you want a strong Fire-type GMAX Pokemon, the number one is available during this event. Now, how do we take this Pokemon down so we can get it into our collection? First of all, GMAX Cinderace will be a pure Fire-type Pokemon, making it weak to Water, Ground, and Rock type with 100% IV of 1724. The charge attacks Cinderace can learn are going to be Flamethrower, Flame Charge, and Focus Blast. And what are the best two moves to have it to make it easier to take it on? Let me go through it. Well, first of all, you need to know that Gigantamax Pokemon have two different types of attacks. Large attacks, which will hit all Pokemon and you cannot dodge, and a targeted attack, which will focus on one Pokemon at a time and you can dodge this move. You'll know when to dodge it when that Spider Sense arrives over your Pokemon. The ideal large attack you want Cinderace to have will either be Flamethrower or Flame Charge. These are the weakest moves that Cinderace can use, and the majority of the tank Pokemon will be able to survive these. If you're attending these battles and it does have Focus Blast and you have not a lot of people, like 20 or fewer, that will be definitely a tougher move to take on. So consider backing out. Cinderace's moves will reset and then you can re-lobby and try to get different moves. So what are to be the best attackers to take on Gigantamax Cinderace? These are the Pokemon they're going to switch into when you Dynamax and use your 3 max attack moves. Well, the number one is going to be GMAX Kingler with the fast move of Metal Claw or Mud Shot. DMAX Inteleon with the second option with the fast move of Water Gun. DMAX Excadrill number 3 with the fast move of Mud Shot. DMAX Kingler with the fast move of Bubble, and GMAX Blastoise with the fast move of Water Gun. These are the best attackers. Remember to level up their max move to level 2 or higher if you can. What about tank Pokemon? These are the Pokemon you're going to use in the first 2 slots. These Pokemon preferably do have really quick charging fast moves to build your max meter and tank a lot of hits, so that you can then switch into your attacker when you Dynamax. The number one is going to be, of course, Dynamax Blissey with Pound. This Pokemon can take a lot of hits. For example, Cinderace using Flamethrower as a large attack, Blissey will only take about 10% of its health at level 50. Consider unlocking Max Spirit and powering it up to level 2 or higher on all your tank Pokemon, by the way, so you can go ahead and heal Pokemon on everybody's team. The second best tank Pokemon will be a GMAX or a Dynamax Charizard with Dragon Breath. Number 3 will be a Dynamax Zapdos with Thundershock. Number 4 will be a GMAX or DMAX Blastoise with Water Gun. Number 5 will be a DMAX or GMAX Gengar with Lick or Shadow Claw. This Pokemon will only be good if Cinderace has Focus Blast as a large attack move, by the way, because it is pretty glassy. So overall, have 2 of those tank healing Pokemon and then the attacker in the 3rd slot. Build that max meter, switch out into your attacker, vice versa, and remember to always level up your max moves on your attackers and level up Max Spirit on your defenders, and also, of course, power up these Pokemon to level 30 minimum. Now, when you are catching all these wild spawns and GMAX spawns, a lot of stuff, if you want to grind a lot of candy for them so you can power them up, here are the best candy tips. First of all, use silver Pineapple Berries and regular Pineapple Berries on any spawns you see in the wild that you want more candies for. Regular Pineapple Berries multiply your catch gain by 2 and silvers by 2.34. Also, Mega Evolve a Pokemon. If you don't know when you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with that Mega, you'll get more candy, XP, and XL candy for catching Pokemon of that type. Now, this event does include the spawns of normal grass, flying, steel, ground, ghost, electric, psychic, and fighting type spawns. So depending on what type of Pokemon you want to hit, that's what you're going to want to Mega Evolve. But I have a couple recommendations. Mega Steelix, for example, will get you more candy for Ferroseed, Galarian Stunfisk, Golett, and Beldum, or Mega Lucario getting more candies for Ferroseed, Galarian Stunfisk, Beldum, and Phalanx. 2 good options in my opinion. I would go with the Mega Steelix though, because that will also boost Groudon in the raids. You can also trade away Pokemon. Every time you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get 1 candy, but if the distance between where those 2 Pokemon were caught is over 100 kilometers, you're going to get 3 candies and 1 guaranteed XL candy. So if you go on a trip or your friend goes on a trip and has some Pokemon caught from overseas or from distance, you can go ahead and trade your locally caught Pokemon for those and grind candies and XL candies in that way. Also, stationing Pokemon at power spots, if you station them there, not only does it make Pokemon easier to take down at that power spot for other people, but also you can get up to 5 candies for defending that power spot. So great to drop legendary Pokemon, rarer GMAX Pokemon, even things like Cub Food to grind candies for them through the power spots. Now you need 35 Platinum Medals to go from level 48 to 49 Pokemon Go. Which one should we work on during this event? Of course, all the type medals here at the bottom, for example, the Rail Staff Medal, catch 2,500 steel types, great medals to go ahead and work on. If you haven't platinumed any of these type medals, definitely work on them if that type of Pokemon is spawning in the wild. These type medals also do make it easier to catch that type of Pokemon, as you can see by the +4 catch bonus at the bottom. Now, if there's any Pokemon in raids you've never raided before, work on your Rising Star Medal to defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids by raiding them at least once. Same thing with the Rising Star Duo Medal. If you have a friend you're going to be raiding with during this event, this is a medal you can go ahead and work on. If you decide to run a Mega during this event, you'll work on your successor medal, Mega Evolve a Pokemon 1,000 times, so make sure you Mega Evolve. Always have a Mega active when you're going out to grind. And finally, the Showcase Star Medal, win 100 Pokestop showcases. Try your best to win the showcases during the event to work on this medal and get that PhD Pikachu encounter. Now, I always recommend people going into your advanced sections and downloading all assets assets before every event. This will download all the game assets to your phone, so the game is pulling the assets off your phone, not off the internet. Also, activate Spatial Rend Adventure Effect, increasing the amount of Pokemon spawns from 40 to 80 meters distance. Yes, this means your interaction radius is going to be bigger, meaning you can see more spawns. The more spawns you see, the more you can catch, the more candy you can get, XP, XL candy, all that stuff. If you don't want to go with that adventure effect, you could go with Ice Burn, which will slow down the catch ring and give you a 1.5 times catch multiplier. This is great, especially for anyone who's going to be focusing on the raids during the event, because it's going to make it easier to catch legendary raid bosses. Especially having that one active for the GMAX Cinderace battles will be amazing, because it'll make it easier to catch your Gigantamax Cinderaces. Now, don't sleep on events during this event. Yes, there are events happening during this event, starting off with GMAX Max Monday for Machop, June 9th, 6 to 7 p.m., in which all power spots will have Dynamax Machop. If you play Gigantamax Machamp Max Battle Day and caught a decent GMAX Machamp, you can skip this event. This is a good opportunity to get a Dynamax Machamp if you don't have one of the best attackers against Gigantamax Lapras, and overall a good Pokemon, which we might see returning during this season. Magnemite Spotlight Hour will then be on June 10th, 6 to 7 p.m. with the bonus of 2 times catch candy. Magnezone is a decent electric type attacker in Pokemon Go. Ideally for Kyogre coming next week, you can use it then. Also, Magnezone is ranked 131 in the Ultra League. Finally, Raid Hour for Groudon, June 11th, 6 to 7 p.m. We already talked about Groudon being an amazing Pokemon, so definitely if you want to get more of those battles, play the Raid Hour. Now, during the event, a couple evolutions you can do is number 1, Hisuian Quillfish and Galarian Yamask into their evolutions. You need to make it your buddy and win 10 raids with them as your buddy. If you're going to be doing a bunch of raids during the event, this is the perfect time to evolve them. Then I will repeat, Bisharp into King Gambit. You need to make your buddy and defeat 15 Steel or Dark type Pokemon in raids. Now, Meowth and Chimecho are going to be in field research tasks during the event, so I always recommend if you encounter these Pokemon, actually run from them. This will put them into your stacked task, and these are Pokemon that you can counter at a later date. You're going to want to encounter them during a 2 times or a 3 times catch Stardust event. For example, the Phantom Ruins event happening 14th to the 18th of June, the paid timed research will give you 2 times catch Stardust. So hold on to your mouths. For example, they're going to be giving you 1,000 catch Stardust if you catch them during that Phantom's Ruin event by just running from them and holding onto those encounters until then. Also, on GMAX Cinderace weekend, there's a couple different strategies you can use to maximize your max particles and get more max battles. If you want to battle extra GMAX Cinderace battles, try to save 1700 of your max particles prior to the event so you can complete additional 2 GMAX Cinderace battles on Saturday. You can then go ahead and use those max particles on Saturday that you held over from Friday. And then on Saturday, there is a way to collect up to 2,300 max particles in one day by walking 2 kilometers 5 times to claim up to 1,500 max particles. Then you can use some of these max particles on a max battle or on powering up a max move, and then claim your 800 max particles from power spots, giving you up to 2,300 max particles in one day. Another way to do this is by collecting 800 max particles from a power spot, then claim 600 max particles from walking 2 kilometers 2 times, and then claim another power spot. This will give you 2,200 max particles in one day. Overall, the way you collect your max particles will allow you to do a couple extra GMAX Cinderace battles. Also, remember during GMAX battles, there's a way to maximize your XP and Stardust gains, because this is the best way to grind XP and Stardust. For completing a GMAX battle, you get 25,000 XP and 25,000 Stardust. If you're planning on completing a lot of GMAX Cinderace battles, go ahead and activate a Lucky Egg and a Star Piece when taking these on. A Lucky Egg will give you 50,000 XP per battle, and a Star Piece 37,500 Stardust per max battle. If you use 200 Pokecoins, you can double these rewards. And the best way to get your Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces active is by using them in party play. Yes, party up with your friends. If everybody in that party uses 4 Lucky Eggs and 4 Star Pieces, everyone in the party is going to get 4 hours of Lucky Egg and 4 hours of Star Piece, and you only have to use 4 of each. This is because you get more value out of your Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces when sharing them in a party versus when you're using them on yourself. So party up with your friends before this event. Finally, remember to attend community ambassador meetups. We talked about how you want to attend the Max Monday, the Raid Hour, the Spotlight Hour, all that stuff. Well, if you go on Campfire and you look for the meetups that are hosted by community ambassadors with the rewards tab, you attend those meetups and you check in, you'll get special rewards. For example, Machop Max Monday, you'll get free 800 max particles. Spotlight Hour, you'll get a free super incubator, and Raid Hour, you'll get a free additional raid pass. Also, for Gigantamax Cinderace battles on June 7th and 8th, if you attend one of these meetups, you can get another 800 max particles for free, which is 1 additional GMAX battle for free. So remember to attend those community ambassador meetups, you'll get more out of it. Watch these other 2 videos on screen if you enjoyed this one, and good luck during the Instrumental Wonders event. Follow for more tips. Peace.